Right guys, I see this pair of prize-winning prats moaning and had to do a quick video on it. I mean, having the audacity to speak in public is bad enough when people on all sides of the political divide hate you equally. But to talk about shaming the country with the histories that these two low-life tosspots have is just incredible. We are talking about Tony Blair and John Major, who seem to think it's a good idea to crawl out from under a rock and tell Boris Johnson that he brings shame on the UK by doing what the people of the country voted for countless times in the past few years. Now, there are many things Boris has and is doing wrong. This internal market bill, though, is not one of them. The whole country itself knows and hates Tony Blair for the warmongering tosspot that he is, and John Major, as a former PM, is just as embarrassing. Covering up the cash for question scandal, they was also both trying to drag us into the euro, along with more EU integration while in charge, so they are hardly ones to talk about embarrassments, let's be honest. Now, naturally, the BBC promoted this pair of deluded fuckpigs with this article here headlining Brexit, Blair and Major urged MPs to reject internal market bill, which it appears some of them are actually going to do. I'm trying to find all of the MPs who plan to go against this bill, especially from the Tory party, and call them out in a video soon. I actually posted about it on Twitter yesterday. The PM has said the European Union is threatening to impose a customs border in the Irish Sea, separating Northern Ireland from the rest of the UK, which it does actually appear they are trying to do. Boris Johnson did a piece on this yesterday. I will link it down in the video description. Mr. Blair and Sir John have accused the government of embarrassing the UK, which, as I said earlier, is a bit rich coming from this pair of pricks. The internal market bill will be debated in the Commons on Monday. The bill would go against the withdrawal agreement signed by the UK and EU earlier this year. Well, given what we've just heard at the top of this article and the article that I will link in the description, the EU has actually gone against the withdrawal agreement by trying to put a border down the Irish Sea because they're a bit salty that Boris Johnson is actually being slightly strong with it. It addresses the Northern Ireland Protocol, the part of the agreement designed to prevent a hard border returning to the island of Ireland. If the bill becomes law, it would give UK ministers power to modify or disapply rules relating to the movement of goods between Britain and Northern Ireland that will come into force from January 1st, if the UK and EU are unable to strike a trade deal. Which doesn't really matter anyway. At the end of the day, the government has these laws as it is. The Gina Miller case proved that last year. Parliament is sovereign. If they vote to do something, there is absolutely fuck all anyone can do about it, regardless of who it is. Domestic law trumps everything. The Supreme Court has literally said that. Writing in the Sunday Times, Sir John and Mr. Blair, former Conservative and Labour Prime Ministers respectively, said the government's actions were irresponsible, wrong in principle and dangerous in practice, which essentially sums up both of these worthless tosspots' premierships while they were in charge. Especially, I'm sure you would all agree, Tony fucking Blair. This guy dragged us into countless wars, caused the deaths of countless people on both sides unnecessarily. They continued, though, it raises questions that go far beyond the impact on Ireland, the peace process and negotiations for a trade deal, crucial though they are. It questions the very integrity of our nation, they said. No, listening to tosspots like you and the bullshit we see going on at the moment is damaging the integrity of this nation. You imbeciles need to crawl back under that rock and the government needs to grow a spine and actually do what's best for the country, though, let's be honest, they're political parties, they ain't going to do that. Look back through history and you will see the evidence of what I am saying. The former leaders, both vehement opponents of Brexit, said that respecting treaty obligations was just as important as domestic law and called for MPs to reject the legislation. You will notice how no one is running around screaming about how this is illegal anymore, because obviously that bullshit got shut down quickly. Parliament is sovereign, the UK is now a sovereign nation, we will do what the fuck we want, or in this case what Boris Johnson and the Conservatives decide to do. But that statement there where they said the former leaders, both vehement opponents of Brexit, proves that no one should be listening to what these tosspots have to say. They finished up with, as the world looks on aghast at the UK, the word of which was once accepted as inviolable, the government's actions is shaming itself and embarrassing our nation, they added. Which once again, no, the world is not saying this. A couple of woke tosspots on the left side of politics are all running around screaming it, and you've got a few people from various different countries to back this up. As me and many others have said before, the EU's actions give us a reason to leave this fucking treaty, let alone the fact that it's a complete piss poor shit show anyway. That if you will remember, Boris Johnson was forced to accept because of the fucking Ramon in Parliament that we was dealing with last year. And it seems some of the Tory traitors are apparently trying to bring back this year. We will have to wait and see if there's actually enough of them. Reports out at the moment suggest there could be around 30, which I'm trying to find all of the names for. We know Tobias Ellwood is definitely one of them. I called the prick out on Twitter yesterday. So guys, if you see any more of these worthless tosspot Tory MPs tweeting anything about not supporting the bill, let me know, because they need to be called out. I will do a dedicated video on them. Now obviously, no one should be listening to Tony fucking Blair or John Major for that matter. Tony Blair probably more so. And given the fact they both suffer from a serious case of Brexit derangement syndrome, I think these snivelling shitweasels need to fuck off and crawl back under that rock I said they've crawled out of. Now guys, as it's Sunday, I will do a live stream on the main channel. Look out for this at around 8 or 9 o'clock. Hopefully YouTube will send you a notification if you've clicked subscribe and the notification bell obviously. But if not, join the Discord and you will always get notifications of every video I post. Links for all that will be down in the video description as always.
There is a pattern consistent throughout history of oppressed people turning on the oppressors. Slaves against their owners, the peasantry against the feudal barons, colonies, Mr. Verhofstadt, against their empires. And that is why Britain is leaving. And it doesn't matter which language you use, we are going, and we are glad to be going. We're off.